7 players, week 5, and they're all set to pop off. And no, these are not just hype names that I'm trying to throw out there for funsies. These are players where I looked at their stats, their numbers, and the positions that they are in. But let me tell you about them. But first, let me say, welcome to the playlist. Thank you for kicking it. I'm Jimsy, and this is Fantasy on Repeat. Again, we're going to do my Sneaky Sleepers episode where I talk about players who are just not getting played enough. And I really feel like they have a potential to swing leagues, and they're just not being looked at enough. So let me just start off by this first player. We're going to talk about Justin Fields, who was at 63%. But when I started my research, but now that I've been looking, he went down to 58%. And that's crazy to me because look, he has been QB2, QB4 finishes when healthy, right? This week, Justin Fields is going up against the Cowboys. When you play the Cowboys, they gave up an abundance of fantasy points to opposing QBs. If you look at Jalen Hurts, he was QB8. If you look at Russell Wilson, QB2, Caleb Williams, QB1, and then Jordan Love at QB6. And for Justin Fields, who his lowest finish is QB4, 63% to 58%, you don't think he's going to be a top 5 quarterback this week when you're playing against the Cowboys? His weapons right now is Breece Hall out the back and Mason Taylor, who's filling up in the middle of the field and now is becoming the second option on this offense. And then you have Garrett Wilson, who's going to be stretching out the field. And if you didn't know, Justin Fields is number 1 in completion percentage of throws that go more than 20 yards. And if you need a reminder, Cowboys let Luther Burden have a career day with 101 yards and a 65 long bomb. Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton had 48, 50, 52. Jahan Dotson had a 52 bomb. Matthew Golden also had a 46-yard bomb. And as a Cowboy fan, this hurts my soul to read, but these are facts and these are stats. And if that's not convincing enough that he can succeed as a passer, you have to understand that Justin Fields is a mobile quarterback. The last game against Miami Dolphins, he had 7 for 81 and 1 touchdown. I don't know if I'm getting mad because of the Cowboys or if because the Justin Fields starting percentage is dropping. Justin Fields provides explosive upside that can just swing your matchup in your favor. And week 5, don't be scared. He's the sneaky sleeper and he's about to blow up. The next quarterback we're going to talk about is Daniel Jones, who's only being started at 48%. And look, this is a new QB battle where organizations pulled in these new quarterbacks trying to, better their team. So now both quarterbacks get to prove their worth to their franchise. And this is the first time we're going to get Danny Dimes versus Geno Smith. Possible fireworks because the over-under right now is at 48. And Vegas has the Colts at 27.5. And Indiana Jones finished QB1 3 times this season. The Rams last week, who looked completely soft against the Niners, had Vanilla Vic shook. He was QB 26, 1 touchdown, 2 ins, and no run game was established, right? And if a touchdown would have been completed by his receiver, that could easily put him at QB 14. Raiders allow rushing opportunities to opposing quarterbacks. They gave Herbert 31 yards and Mariota, of all people, 40 plus a touchdown. And redemption run reminder, 2020 Week 7 versus the Eagles. This week, I see Daniel Jones providing very high upside to bring him back into QB1 conversation, and the breakout tour with the Colts just going to continue. He's been playing efficiently, and he's a new man. He's going to pop off. Just watch. The next person on my list, we're going to switch to a running back, and that's going to be Rachaad White, who's only at 18%. And starting backups are beneficial. Look, the football world took notice when Kendrick Bourne subbed in for an injury-riddled Niner team. He had 10 receptions for 142 yards. That easily could have been Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, but they all vacated those targets to Kendrick Bourne. So same situation with Rachaad White. Bucky Irving has been ruled out, and he will be vacating 22.5 opportunities a game. And Rachaad White is about to be spoon-fed those touches. And if you didn't know, 2023 Rachaad White was elite. He had an elite season, and I talked about him in my must-adds video if you want to check it out up here or down in the description. And are we really worried about Sean Tucker? They're going to give Sean Tucker a run just a little bit, man. It's a little bro treatment, man. Go ahead and take a few runs, but it's going to be Rachaad White's backfield. Rachaad White is set to kill it in his backfield. He's going to take the opportunity and crush the hype, man. It's just what it's about right now. Take your opportunities and enjoy them. Good luck and have fun. The next running back we're going to talk about is Rico Dowdle, who is only being started at 4% right now. And this is the same situation. This is another opportunity over a hype candidate. This is where starting your backup is beneficial. Look, Chuba Hubbard has been ruled out, and that will vacate 17.5 opportunities a game. Rico Dowdle was the main ball carrier for the Dallas Cowboys last year when he did get a 1,000-yard rushing season at 4.59 yards per carry. And this week against the Dolphins, almost dead last in protecting the run. allowing 158 yards on average plus a 5.1 yards per carry to opposing rushers. With bye weeks and the questionable plays throughout the league this week, it's just Rico Dowdle compared to the likes of Jordan Mason versus Cleveland. No, thank you. Chase Brown versus the Lions. Nah, I'm good. Kenneth Walker, who's legit splitting snaps with Charbonnet. I would rather take Rico Dowdle in this situation. It sounds disgusting, but hey, right now, Rico Dowdle is a 1-for-1 swap for Chuba Hubbard. If you close your eyes and look at the box score, you can't even tell the difference. Hubbard is out and being started at 87% on sleeper still. Next sleeper I got on this list is going to be Troy Franklin, who's only being started at 19%. He's averaging 11 fantasy points this season, and he's clearly the number 2 wide receiver for this Broncos offense. He's getting about 7 opportunities a game, and he's tied in targets with Cortland Sutton right now. This can be a complete bait and switch type of week where they're going to try to confuse the defenses, and the defense is going to focus on clearly just Sutton and Mims, and that's going to free Franklin, man. That guy's going to ball out. It's a breakout. Another breakout possibility, he is taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. They are a championship tier team. To keep up against the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to have to utilize plays just like this. This is the AFC wildcard game against the Bills. Score early. They got a 43-yard bomb, right? Bo Nix to Troy Franklin. Boom. They didn't score anything else after that. But what if they refine this attack and then they utilize it against the Eagles? Because the Eagles defense is not a shutdown defense by any means. Depleted Mahomes put up 17 points. They had 2 big wins against bad teams, but 2 close L's against great teams. So they're averaging about 25 points a game, and I feel strongly that Troy Franklin could be a sneaky sleeper that pops off this week. Another sneaky sleeper wide receiver I got is going to be Elic Ayomanor, who's only being started at 27% right now. And if you didn't know, he's ranked 7th among his 2025 rookie wide receiver class right now, and he's currently getting at 9.8 points per game on average, and really has been questionable. He had the Tribe Called questionable attack all weekend and never got away from him, right? But really, does that matter? Because Ayomanor is currently number 1 in dominator rating. It means a receiver's percentage of total teams receiving yards and teams touchdowns. This rating is at 62.3, meaning he is their best option for points. And he's going up against the Arizona defense this week. And do you know what that means? When you play a defense like this, it gives you open windows to make a comeback and to score some points. And this is going to be just a fun, sneaky sleeper to watch because you don't know when he's going to pop off. It can be in the beginning of the game, in the middle, or the end. Either way, they're going to have to utilize his abilities to get some points. That's why he's a sneaky sleeper for me this week, and just have fun watching him. All right, and our last sneaky sleeper is going to be Woody Marks, who's being started at 58%, so he's still kind of, on the fringe, but I did mention him in my waiver wire video. Again, if you can watch it up here in the top or at the bottom in the description, I said he was a league winner. I get it. That word gets thrown out a lot. But look, 22 touches on 56% of the snaps, and the coach keeps saying we're going to increase his workload. His workload from 22 touches, then that's dope. Why not experiment that, right? And this week, he's going up against the Ravens, who have given up 7 rushing touchdowns total. They are tied with the Titans and leading the league in rushing touchdowns given up. The Ravens are currently allowing 4.6 yards per carry plus 141 yards a game to opposing running backs. And if you don't think Woody Mark broke out last week, this week might convince you. All right, y'all. Those are my sneaky sleepers of week 5. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Thank you guys for kicking. I really appreciate y'all. And for watching the videos, hanging out, chopping it up. And don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. We're here trying to do our thing. And I appreciate y'all to the fullest, man. Until next time, Jimsy out. Peace.